I think I'm saying that we struggle all our lives to answer it. But it's the struggle that is important. That's what helps us to define our place in the universe.
This is Beverly, Dr. Beverly, Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Look where we are. Here, all of us, in this moment. So let's do what we spent our entire lives learning to be great at.
And this is Crusher Convo. So welcome to Crusher Convo, where we're crushing the conversation one episode at a time. Here is my bonus episode of my review over the Season 3 premiere of Strange New Worlds, Hegemony Part 2. Now, if you have not seen this episode yet, please turn back now because there will be spoilers.
Spoilers.
What I really like is that it just jumps right into where it had left off. So it doesn't leave us hanging and it kind of just gets right to the point. As much as I have enjoyed the Gorn with Strange New Worlds, I'm hoping this is kind of going to be the last of it. Throughout the episode, they're trying to find a strategic way of trying to stop them. And they come with, put them to sleep.
Sleep data.
Best of both worlds, because that's exactly what happened with the Borg. Jean-Lucas Locutus had told them, put them to sleep, and that is what Data had figured out. They put them to sleep, and then they were able to get away. And I think in the same aspect, though, the Borg kind of came back full force. So I think the Gorn is going to come back full force, but I'm unsure if they're going to come back with Strange New Worlds and maybe even further down the line, maybe the end of season 5, or is this their way of saying how it happened in Arena? I'm not really sure where they're going with this, but hopefully the Gorn is kind of done for now, and then we can get back onto other stories.
Okay.
The one thing that I really did enjoy was with the away party. So it was La'an, Sam, M'Benga, and Ortegas had all gotten taken away with the colonists. And at first I thought it was a breeding, pods that they were in. No, they were in feeding. So apparently they were being ingested to, I guess, either power up the ship or to feed the Gorn. Very gross. And I was all like, what the F is this? And I was watching it, but very alien. Kind of liked that different side. I kind of liked how it kind of shot through and you're going through the ship. Kind of remind me of Independence Day a little bit. But still kind of curious how La'an got out of it. I don't know if it's because she's part augment due to Khan, or if it's just because she had been there before and learned some stuff that she was able to get out of that stasis. It's a little confused. But I thought the whole thing was cool. The one thing that I did notice was Ortegas, and because her hand was gone, they had their skin peeling off because of the acid. I instantly thought, oh my gosh, her career's over. Now, I know we're in the future. They could probably figure out a new hand like we've seen in Star Wars, right? But I didn't know if this was going to affect her. So I kind of kept that in the back of my mind that this is the start of Ortegas' story for the season, and how is this going to play out? Now, of course, at the very end, we see her get jabbed or something by a Gorn, and it lifts her up, and of course La'an blows its head off, which I thought was kind of cool, but she's bleeding profusely and she's the only one that could fly the ship, and of course that was her big thing. She's basically dying, but she's flying the ship out, and that was absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's interesting on where this is going, but I was all like, something's up with Ortegas. Now, of course, Batel, that's a whole other story. They're trying to figure out how to get these Gorn babies out of her. And even at one point, it was super gross during surgery. But they decide to use Una's blood because she's Illyrian. I kind of thought of the whole de-evolve thing where it was kind of working backwards. Then she was going to absorb the cells of the Gorn babies. It's too technobabble for me, but I was like, all right, I'll roll with it. Even though she survived at the end, I don't think Batel's going to make it by the end of the season. I think something really, really bad's going to happen to her. Maybe she even turns into a Gorn, like this whole hybrid. We've seen it in Aliens, guys, so it could happen. But I don't know. I don't have good feelings for Batel, so we'll see how her story goes.
Did they just lose power?
No. I think it was intentional.
There was one moment when they were trying to figure out how to get to the Gorn ship, and it was binary stars, and all of a sudden they saw one of them kind of go into, Beverly would have loved this, but they had to get up to it. They saw it shut down, and then all of a sudden it was gone. I instantly thought of like the transwarp conduit. Well, all of a sudden they get into, with the Borg, they get into their little conduit part and it takes off, right? And I feel like maybe that's how they're able to hide, because however they shoot out, it just disappears in a different sector where they have never been explored before. And that's why the Gorn is able to hide away from everybody. That was my thought. We'll see how it goes. But I thought that was just an interesting way of telling that part of the story.
We're all gonna die! It's working! It's working! Tell the bridge to patch it to the chutes.
I really loved the Pelia and Scotty scenes. Pelia, of course, had been a educator, a teacher, whatever you want to call it, at Starfleet Academy. And clearly Scotty was one of her students. And apparently she was very hard, but she does it for a reason, because she also has faith in a lot of her students, especially Scotty, because she sees something in them. And there was this one moment where, it was funny because she was like scaring him into like trying to get it quickly done and don't hesitate. And, you got to take chances. But there was one moment when Scotty had said, "You're not my CEO." She had died. Pelia realized, she was like, this is why he has walls up. He doesn't want to get close to anybody because he's already lost everyone, because he was the only one that survived. And so she kind of realized, I need to keep a closer eye on Scotty. So I really enjoyed those scenes, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for them. Those are my quick thoughts on the first episode premiere of Strange New Worlds. I really did enjoy it. I think there's some questions about how they're going to play it out this season. And of course, not everything is perfect. The science isn't perfect. So if I had to give it 1 out of 5 Gorns, I would probably get it a 3.5. Wasn't horrible, but there was definitely questionable moments. So that is my opinion, obviously. What are your thoughts about this premiere? Comment below. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I can't wait to talk about the next episode. And as always, live long and prosper.
Crusher out.